Today, we'll just think of the reason as to why the ray of light bends in that way. Yesterday, I told you when a ray of light travels from rarer to denser medium, it bends towards the normal. Similarly, when a ray of light travels from denser to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. Why exactly it happens, I would like just to tell you. It all told you depends upon the velocity of light. That is, the velocity of light in air is maximum, and in the medium, I told you it is minimum. I don't want to say minimum. It will be less than the velocity of light in any medium other than air will be always less than the velocity of light in air. And therefore, what happens here? The velocity of light in air is more than the velocity of light in any medium, and when it is so, it bends towards the normal. Please understand, when the velocity of light becomes less, it bends towards the normal. Similarly, when the ray of light gets out of the medium, that means, or whenever a ray of light travels from denser to rarer medium, what happens there? Its velocity increases. When it enters the which one? The air medium, its velocity increases. When the velocity increases, it bends away from the normal. I hope you understood this one. So, when the velocity of light decreases, it bends towards the normal. When the velocity of light increases, it bends away from the normal. And therefore, once again I am saying, whenever a ray of light travels from air to glass or air to water, that is from rarer to denser medium, its velocity decreases, therefore it bends towards the normal. Similarly, when it travels from denser to rarer medium, that means once again, what will happen to its velocity? When it gets into air, its velocity increases, and therefore it bends away from the normal. That's the reason why exactly they bend towards the normal and away from the normal. I hope I am clear to all of you. Next one, today we'll take up what are the laws of refraction of light. What are the laws of refraction of light? Okay, there are two laws of refraction of light. Once again, I say that there are two laws of refraction of light. What are the two laws of refraction of light? That is, the first law says like this, or it reads like this one. The incident ray, I think you know the term, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the line of separation at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. Lie in the same plane means they meet at a common point. They meet at a point. I repeat, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the line of separation at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. That is the first law. I just given that one here. Once again, I am repeating this one. The first law I have written there. The incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the line of separation at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. The second law is altogether different. It is like this: the ratio, that is, it is a fraction. The ratio between the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is a constant for a given pair of media. For a given pair of media. Once again, I say that the ratio of the angle of incidence to the angle of refraction is a constant for a given pair of media. That is the second law of refraction. So I have written here, for a given pair of media, I have not represented here. Please write it like that. The ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence, the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction, the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction to the sine of the angle of refraction is a constant for a given pair of media. For a given pair of media, I have not written here. For a given pair of media. And this constant is called refractive index of the second medium. And this constant that is called refractive index, represented by the Greek letter mu. Mu, I have just shown that one. U ge bala kotre mu agoitali. Mu equals sin I by sin r. Yet give the mathematical treatment to the law also. See, mu equals sin I by sin r. I think you are able to see that one. So, the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is a constant for the given pair of media. Bardilla, for the given pair of media. And this constant is called refractive index of the second medium. So, mu equals sin I by sin r. So, I have written there mu equals mu. Yeah, mu equals sin I by sin r. So, these are the two laws of refraction of light. And now, I have to just verify the two laws of refraction of light. How to verify the laws of refraction of light? That's the question. What is the experimental verification of the laws of refraction of light? The laws of refraction of light can be verified with the help of glass slab experiment. I am telling you, they are verified by which one? Glass slab experiment. And what is that experiment? I shall explain to you. Please listen to me carefully. Take a drawing board. Again I repeat, take a drawing board, fix a drawing sheet by means of drawing pins. Then place a glass slab on which one? The drawing paper. Mark its boundary as A, B, C, D as shown in the figure. Mark its boundary as A, B, C, D. Mark it. Why is it that I have to mark? If I don't mark, suppose the glass slab is slightly disturbed, I will not be able to know the original position, and therefore, even if it is disturbed, you can once again set it back on A, B, C, D, so that is the original position. And therefore, you mark the boundary A, B, C, D. Then, replace the glass slab. Replace the glass slab on the boundary such that it exactly occupies the four corners A, B, C, D. Then what exactly I have to do? Now here I have got a ray of light which I just marked here. At the same time I have just marked the normal also. So before replacing the glass slab, I have just constructed an angle of incidence. You can see that angle of incidence there. That is, angle PQN is the angle of incidence. You can see in the figure. Because QN now happens to be normal there, and PQ is the ray of light, that is the incident ray. The angle between the normal and the incident ray is called angle of incidence. Now here, then what exactly I have to do? Fix up two pins on the incident. See that? I have fixed up two pins on the incident ray PQ. PQ mele I have fixed up two pins P and Q perpendicularly. Okay. Then, looking from the other side of the glass slab, fix up two more pins. Fix up. Now I will be able to show that one in the figure. Fix up two more pins such that all the four pins lie in the same straight line. I fixed up two pins on the incident ray and looking from the thickness of the glass slab from the other side, I have fixed up another two pins such that the two pins that I have already fixed up and the two pins now that I am fixing up, all of them lie in the same straight line. ನೋಡಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. Then remove the glass slab. Remove the pins. Mark the pin points. Mark the pin points there. Now on the other side yella, only mark the pin points, and then what exactly you say? Join them and produce it back. Join them and produce it back to get the emergent ray RS. RS is called the emergent ray. Join QR. QR is a refracted ray. Please see that. I removed the glass slab. I joined QR and I had joined the pin points there to get RS, that is the emergent ray. Now, in the figure, PQ is called the incident ray, QR the refracted ray, RS the emergent ray. Then, measure the angle of incidence, I, measure the angle of incidence I, and measure the angle of refraction. ನೋಡಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. Measure the angle of refraction, that is R. Then find out sin I by sin R. Find out sin I by sin R. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿ, find out sin I by sin R. Repeat the experiment. Thrice. ಇಲ್ಲಿ angle of incidence ಅನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡಿ. Repeat the experiment thrice for different angles of incidence. In each case, find out sin I by sin R, and it will be the same value. That is how I say that it is a constant. Find out sin I by sin R. In each case, you find that sin I by sin R is always a constant. That is how you can which one verify the laws of refraction. The first law you can easily see that the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal lie in the same plane. That is, they meet at a point Q. ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ I can say that they lie in the same plane. And then I have found out the ratio sin I by sin R is also a constant. For different angles, I have found out the values of sin I by sin R, and sin I by sin R is a constant. I hope you have understood this one. That is how you can verify the laws of refraction of light. But one thing you have to notice in the figure. ನಾನು ಫಿಗರ್ ಬರೆದಿರೋದನ್ನು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ. The incident ray produced forwards is parallel to the emergent ray. RSಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಫಿಗರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. You have to produce the incident ray forwards and it should be parallel to the emergent ray. It is a parallel sided glass slab and it shall be like that only. The incident ray produced forwards must be parallel to the emergent ray RS. This is another point that you should take care of. And in the examination, they ask you to write down the figure and you will have to name the parts. That is PQ. ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Name the following. The incident ray. ಯಾವುದದು? PQ is the incident ray. QR is the refracted ray. RS the emergent ray. And angle of incidence PQN. And then angle of refraction NQR. Can you see that? NQR is the angle of which one? Is angle of which one? Refraction. I think you know why exactly it bends away from the normal when it gets out of the glass slab? Because the ray of light is traveling from glass to air, from denser to medium to rarer medium, and therefore it bends away from the normal. When the ray of light gets into the glass slab, certainly it bends towards the normal because it is traveling from air to glass, that is from rarer to denser medium. I have already given you the reason also, and that is how you can verify the laws of refraction of light. My dear students, I would like to tell you one more thing there. The second law of refraction, that is the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence and the sine of the angle of refraction, is a constant, and that is called what you call Snell's law. Write down. Second law is also called SNELL', Snell's law of refraction of light. Snell's law of refraction of light. It is also called Snell's law of refraction of light. So in the public examination, they may not, I don't say they will not ask, they may not ask you to give the complete explanation, but they may just ask you to write down the figure, to draw the figure for a ray of light passing through a glass slab, and you have to write it very nicely, and you must take care to see that emergent ray that should be parallel to the incident produced forwards, and I just given that one there, I think dotted line, you must see in the figure there, you can see that, and you must write the figure correctly. For the figure itself, they may just reserve 2 marks, and they may ask you to write down the laws of refraction of light or the second law of refraction of light. So for the law, they may just ask you the 2 marks, the laws of refraction of 2 marks, and to write the figure 2 marks, 2 plus 2, 4 marks question I have just answered. Thank you. Tomorrow I'll take up the remaining things there. Thank you. Bye.